I'm Jenna Middaugh. Coming up on 11 News at noon, this is breaking. El Paso County will be seeing more COVID restrictions after Election Day. Plus, a Broncos player has tested positive for the coronavirus. How that's affecting today's practice and this weekend's game. And let's take a live look outside. We are seeing plenty of sunshine out there today. Meteorologist Lucy Bergman has the latest on your Halloween forecast. Join us at noon.
This is KKTV 11 News at noon.
Starting tonight, a citywide curfew goes into effect in one southern Colorado community to help slow the spread of the virus. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Jenna Middaugh. We are going to start with this 11 breaking news alert. We've just learned that El Paso County will be under more restrictions starting the day after the election. El Paso County Commissioner Mark Waller tells us the governor and state health department decided to move the county to safer at home level 2, meaning capacity will drop for places like gyms and restaurants. There's no word yet on how long these restrictions will last, and this is a developing story. We'll have more coming up later on 11 News at 4. Starting tonight at 10, the city of Pueblo will be under curfew for the next 2 weeks. The mayor has ordered that no one is allowed outside from 10 until 5 unless they are an essential worker. This is in an effort to stop people in their 20s from spreading COVID-19 as numbers surge around the state. After the mayor made this announcement yesterday morning, small business owners in Pueblo joined together to protest potential restrictions that could come if case numbers there don't go down.
8 months is enough.
The mayor has said if the spread of the virus doesn't slow during these next 2 weeks, the county could move to safer at home level 3, which reduces capacity to 25% for things like restaurants. Time now for your no-wait weather with meteorologist Lucy Bergman. Lucy, it's feeling pretty mild out there today.
Yeah, it's another gorgeous day, Jenna.
We'll check in soon. Thank you, Lucy. Looking ahead now, city and county leaders are preparing for big winter storms during a pandemic. Colorado Springs and El Paso County just had a meeting with agencies across the Pikes Peak region to coordinate their responses. That includes thinking about things like how to rescue drivers who might get stranded in the snow.
We have to think about how we're going to shelter them and how we're going to transport them.
County leaders say this is also a good time to remind people to have an emergency kit in your car with things like a flashlight, batteries, blankets, snacks, and warm clothes. We have an update on the East Troublesome fire burning in Granby, Colorado. The Grand County Sheriff's Office says the fire has destroyed or damaged 250 buildings in the area. Several areas in that county are under mandatory evacuations. The fire is now 32% contained and has burned almost 194,000 acres. The East Troublesome fire sparked 2 weeks ago and is the second largest wildfire in state history. Developing now, a man in Grand County is facing arson charges for allegedly leaving slash piles to burn. This is the same county where major wildfires are destroying homes. According to our sister station in Denver, the man is married to the Denver district attorney. Fire officials were called to Christopher Linsmeyer's property on Tuesday. They were able to put the fires out, but reportedly could not find Linsmeyer. Deputies and firefighters went back to the home the next day and found more piles burning. Linsmeyer now faces 12 misdemeanor counts of arson. We have new details. The man contracted to provide security for a Denver TV station will be staying in jail. A judge decided not to lower the bond for Matthew Doloff. He's charged with second-degree murder following a deadly shooting at a protest in Denver. According to our sister station there, the judge says photos of the confrontation do not support Doloff's argument that he was acting in self-defense. His bond is still $500,000. Happening now, there is a massive COVID-19 outbreak at the El Paso County Jail. 72 inmates have now tested positive. 64 tested positive within 24 hours yesterday. The sheriff's office says it will be making significant changes, including giving personal protective equipment to all inmates. The sheriff's office says all employees and inmates will be tested again within a week. This is developing. If you ride the bus in Colorado Springs, you're going to want to hear this. A bus driver and 2 contracted employees for Mountain Metro Transit tested positive for COVID-19. The city says anyone who rode the bus between last Monday and this Monday should monitor themselves for COVID-19 symptoms. And several different buses and routes were impacted, and we have a list of everything you need to know over on our website. Just click on Find It. New today, the Broncos announced that a player tested positive for COVID-19. The team did not name that player, but says he's self-isolating at home, along with 2 other players who were close contacts. The team canceled practice today but says the players are set to be back out tomorrow. As of now, the game against the Chargers is still scheduled for Sunday afternoon, and you can watch that right here on KKTV starting at 2:05. Right now, more than 500,000 Coloradans have signed up for a program that notifies you if you're exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19. It's part of a joint effort between the state, Apple, and Google. You might have even gotten a notification on your phone this week to sign up. A recent study found that similar electronic contact tracing can slow transmission, even if it's only adopted by a fraction of the population. State health experts hope this helps as the number of new coronavirus cases has surged above 1,000 per day for more than 2 weeks now in Colorado. Election day is almost here. Coming up on 11 News at noon, where the presidential candidates are focusing their final efforts leading up to November 3rd. Plus, what local political parties are doing to encourage Coloradans to cast their ballot. We are entering the final stretch of the 2020 presidential election, and each candidate is shifting his focus from winning over new voters to making sure supporters get out and vote. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
President Trump and his Democratic challenger Joe Biden.
Today, 14 more polling centers are open in El Paso County. Tomorrow, a total of 22 will be open from 8 until 5. The El Paso County Clerk and Recorder's Office is encouraging people who need to register, plan to vote in person, or need extra accommodations to come tomorrow to avoid long lines on Election Day. 13 more polling centers will open on Monday, and remember, your ballot needs to be turned in by 7 Tuesday night. And we have a list of all the polling places on KKTV.com. Just click on that Find It tab. With just a few days until the election, canvassers are making the final push, encouraging people to vote. El Paso County Democrats and Republicans have different approaches. Local Democrats say they're using the final few days to make phone calls and send text messages, while local Republicans are talking to people face to face.
When you go up to that door.
For those people. So far, more than 2 million Coloradans have already returned their ballot. Let's check in with Lucy now.
All right, Jenna, it is going to be a lovely afternoon across the board.
Thank you, Lucy. Right now, people are assessing the damage in Greece and Turkey after a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit the Aegean Sea. The Turkish Interior Minister said at least 6 buildings were demolished in 3 cities. At least 4 people have died. Hundreds are hurt, with even more missing in the rubble. Rescue operations are underway and will continue to follow this developing story throughout the day. Daily coronavirus cases in the U.S. reached a new high yesterday with more than 87,000 cases reported. There were also more than 1,000 deaths nationwide. Adriana Diaz reports from Chicago, where surging cases in Illinois have led to new restrictions.
We need to clamp down.
Around 22 million Americans lost their jobs in March and April when the pandemic hit. About half are back to work, but millions are struggling to find a job, and many of them believe being unemployed is hurting their chances. Naomi Rackham explains.
Scott Cresswell spent 20 years working in the hospitality industry.
The LinkedIn survey also found 46% of unemployed Americans lied about being out of work. We'll be right back. A local homeowner is making sure kids have fun this Halloween, even during the pandemic. Take a look at the setup. Bo Henderson has a full Halloween display in his yard. This is in Northeast Colorado Springs. It's complete with flying ghosts, dancing skeletons, and even Frankenstein. Now, he's been doing this for more than 10 years, but says this year felt even more important to make sure kids have fun. He has a candy chute so he can give out candy safely.
I tell people this is more fun than fright.
How cool is that? Now, if you want to check out this display, it's on Cumbre Vista Way, northeast of Powers and Woodman, and the address is right there on your screen. Happening tomorrow, you can check out a family-friendly trick-or-treat drive-through at the Promenade Shops at Briargate. People in costume will be handing out bags filled with candy, and the first 50 people will get a caramel apple voucher for Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. The event will take place from 1 to 4, and again, that's tomorrow afternoon. And you can also enjoy Halloween activities at the new Olympic and Paralympic Museum. Kids in costume get free admission, and there will be trick-or-treating stations throughout the museum. The event starts today and lasts until Sunday, and you can see all the times on there, so definitely head out. There's lots of fun things to do safely this Halloween. I know it's a little different than past years, but have some fun if you can. Well, thank you so much for watching. Remember, KKTV is your breaking news and weather leader. Always online at kktv.com and on Facebook. Enjoy your Halloween weekend.